What's going on, everyone? Hope you're doing well. I wanted to do a bit of a community update video today, just to talk about the channel, where things are at and where things might be going, as well as some trade talk, I guess. Sorry, I was recording this video and this goalie fight happened. I had to throw it in there. And as a bonus, here's Vinny Desharnais also exploding Matthew Tkachuk on his first game back in a big open ice hit.
Possession in their own zone. A near giveaway.
Saying hello to Matthew Tkachuk and welcome back. I've been away too for a while.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
First off, I want to thank you seriously. I think we're like 1 or 2 subscribers away from 21,000 subscribers in this community, which is wild just to say out loud. And I wanted to say, if you're new to the community, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. And if you've been around for a long time, thank you so much for sticking around and watching things grow. Next stop is 22,000 subscribers, obviously. And I'll be honest, growth has been really good, but it's slowed down just a little bit. And I think that's totally normal. I think that 20,000 subscribers was a really compelling number for people to hop on board to achieve. And now that we're there again, I feel like we're kind of in between a stretch. That said, watch. When Montreal hits the playoffs, if they hit the playoffs, we all know what happens. A set of fair weather fans will join the community. They'll appear out of thin air, and I'd like to welcome them to the community as well. Be gracious and grateful for those community members. Either way, I'm really happy with how the channel has been operating and doing lately, but I'm constantly looking for ways to make small improvements to the channel and small improvements to my process, whether it be pacing, visuals, structure, clarity, all of that stuff. Oh, I'm always trying to get better. I'm a student of this, right? And if you have any suggestions or any ways to teach me how to do better, honestly, leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And I'd really appreciate that, honestly. And I'll tease something a little bit. I'm hoping to do a big surprise soon, but that's all I'm going to say for now. I'd like to do a quick call to action. If you'd like to be more involved in the community, if you'd like a way to keep in touch more like readily, I'll leave a link in the description for our community Discord. It's been growing steadily. We've gotten quite the community over there. You can talk hockey, you can talk hockey cards, memes, just generally talk with other community members. I think that we're growing a pretty cool and inclusive spot. Yeah, currently at 147 members, not too bad. Now let's get to the part where probably a lot of you are interested to hear my thoughts. Trade talk ahead of the Olympic break. Everyone's buzzing right now. A lot of people are saying stuff, saying that they're hearing this, they're hearing that. You have to watch out who's saying what and make sure that your sources are good. I don't have any sources. My sources are the individuals who tell us what happens when it happens. Individuals like Eric Engels, Elliot Friedman, of course, Chris Johnston. So I like to keep kind of abreast of the trades and the trade talks. And people are currently getting really excited. And people in the Montreal Canadiens community are getting really excited. And I get it. But when I look at this team, I look at it through the lens of patience. This is still such a young group, and young teams benefit from not rushing things. When I'm thinking about possible trades, I look at the sellers and I look at the Canadiens' internal redundancies. There are a few young players that have created value for themselves that haven't found permanent spots yet. Those are the pieces that I think that the team could realistically move if they felt confident they have a solution for them, or a solution that's already in place that they couldn't fill, a redundancy. For example, I think that Owen Beck could go. I think that Adam Engstrom could go. I even think that Jayden Struble could go. The Montreal Canadiens also have some redundancy in the system, and some of those problems are probably going to solve themselves over time anyway. As for targets, I really don't see the team chasing the Blake Colemans, Jonathan Marchessault, Kiefer Sherwood. Kiefer Sherwood has just been dealt. He's going to the San Jose Sharks. I kind of didn't see that coming. But others like Dougie Hamilton, Ryan O'Reilly, I don't see the Habs going after those types of players. I think they owe it to themselves not to go big right now on the hot names everyone's throwing around. They need to keep chasing players that fit their timeline. And those players are kind of hard to find right now. Not to mention, they kind of want someone who's turnkey. They don't need another development player. So the teams that have those types of players are reluctant to trade them unless they need something specific. So they could seek a bargain bin trade, someone who maybe just needs a change of scenery. And there's a lot of players that come to mind. I don't know if these guys can be made available or if these teams still want them. I know Alex Tuch was talked about for a little while there. Dmitry Voronkov would fit the team. Michael Bunting, he's been everywhere. He puts up points. Does he just have real bad problems defensively? I don't know. I don't know his game really well. Svechnikov would be a dream. I don't think that Carolina is looking to deal him anymore. I think they were earlier in the season. Luke Evangelista could be something. I don't think that Nashville want to get rid of him though. If they're looking at potentially doing a retool or a rebuild shortly or soon, certainly he's probably part of that. Or, for example, this is purely hypothetical, asking New York, who's just having the worst time in the world right now, to retain heavily on Lafreniere. I kind of actually like that idea. So you send some redundancies to New York, or they'd probably ask for draft picks. Key point, you'd have to get retention on Lafreniere. That contract is not very fun. But the thing is, he's kind of averaging like 40 to 50 points per season, and he's only known the New York system. And I mean, is that a system that is really good for growth? I'm reluctant to say yes. That said, there are pretty hard-baked problems with Lafreniere. There's things about his game I just don't like. So he kind of would be a little bit of a project, so maybe that doesn't work. The other thing I'll say about him is he feels like he's got conditioning issues, but he just looks really slow out there. Am I wrong for thinking that? So yeah, that's pretty much it for this update. Again, thank you for the 21,000 subscribers. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. Thank you for disagreeing. Thank you for just being part of this community. So if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit that like button, helps me out with, I don't know, search results or something. Subscribe if you're not already part of the community. I'd love to have you. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.